Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Gareth Williams, and in this video demonstration I'm going to configure a policy-based IPSec site-to-site VPN on both a Cisco ASA 5505 and a Juniper SRX 100. I am going to be using physical equipment for this. When I've done this on GNS-free, my computer grinds to a halt. I have a laptop connected to the ASA and another router connected to the SRX. This is going to act as a computer, and I should be able to ping my laptop from that router once it's all configured. I've already pre-configured the IP addresses on both the ASA, the SRX and the router, as we'll see here now. So show interface IP brief on the ASA. We have these two VLANs. VLAN 1 is our WAN, VLAN 2 is our LAN. So our LAN is 192.168.45.1 in this case. The SRX, again, I've just configured a WAN address here and the VLAN interface here as 172.16.0.1. I also have, so these two devices are connected to a layer 3 switch. Okay, so VLAN 2 is the ASA, VLAN 3 is the SRX. I've also created a loopback interface 8.8.8.8. This is just to prove that routing is all working okay. So in fact, imagine that this layer 3 switch is the internet. These devices are not connected to the internet at all. So let's just run through a few things. Because this is a 5505, these are layer 2 interfaces. There's our routing there to get out, and we've got NAT configured there as well. I've also allowed ICMP to be inspected as well. So if I was to ping 8.8.8.8, yeah, that's all okay. This is our PC, and we should be able to ping the internet from here as well. Well, the switch. Okay. So I will start by configuring the ASA first. Okay. So there's a lot to the config to do the IPSec tunnel. I'll get through it all. If I encounter any problems, I'll try to troubleshoot it as I go along. But hopefully it will be okay for this demonstration. So we'll start on the ASA first. Okay, so we need to create an access list to identify the traffic going from the ASA to the SRX. So let's give that a try. So it is access list. I will call this VPN extended permit IP, and this is so the first address is going to be local to the ASA. So this is 192.168.45.0 255.255.255.0, and then the subnet that we're trying to reach, which is 172.16.0.0 255.255.255.0. Next thing I want to do is configure the IKE phase 1 settings. So crypto, we're going to be using IKE version 1 as well. Crypto IKE version 1 policy, we'll call this policy 5. The authentication method is going to be a pre-shared key. The encryption I'm going to use is I'm going to use DES for this. I don't want it to overload or anything like that. DES, the authentication algorithm is going to be MD5. I'm going to use the Diffie-Hellman group 2, and the lifetime is going to be 86400 seconds. And that's it for IPSec phase 1. Next we need to do is IPSec phase 2. So it's crypto, IPSec, IPSec version 1 transform set. We need to give it a name. I'll call it T-form. So we're going to be using ESP DES. I'm going to be using ESP MD5 on that. Now we need to do a crypto map. Crypto map. I'm going to call this map-VPN. Let's give it a number. And we're going to match the address in the access list I created, which is called VPN. Next, I am going to set the peer address, which is this here. Next we need to say what the transform set is. This is T-form. Let's set PFS as well. PFS. We're going to set this to group 2. And let's enable this on the outside interface. Next thing we need to do is the tunnel group. I'm going to call this IP here, and the type is going to be LAN to IPSec, LAN to LAN. And then we need to type in IPSec attributes, and the IPSec version 1 pre-shared key. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to call it password. Now I've already used so I already have NAT configured to get out to the internet, but I'm going to have to create what's called a no NAT statement on this, which is fairly simple to do. I already have an object called called LAN, which has the LAN subnet in it. Okay, so we need to create another object. If I can spell object network, and we'll call this remote. And the subnet is going to be our remote subnet, which is 172.16.0.0.255.255.255.0. We'll exit out of that, and then NAT inside to outside source static LAN destination static, and this is remote. And that should be it now for the ASA. The majority of the time will be spent on the SRX. Okay. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the config on the SRX, but it can get pretty big. Hang on, I've lost connection. I'm just going to pause the video and sort out my connection. Okay, so yeah. Oh, where to begin? Okay, let's start with IPSec version 1. So we need to go into edit mode. Then we need to go under the security bit here. So I'm going to start by creating the policy first. Policy. we need to give it a name. I'm going to go p1-pol-1 set, and then we just have to work through these options then. Actually, I'm going to what am I going to do first? I am going to set security icon. Let me try a proposal first. Right, p1-pro-1 set authentication algorithm, which is going to be MD5. The authentication method is going to be pre-shared key. The Diffie-Hellman group is going to be group 2. The encryption algorithm is going to be DES. The lifetime is going to be 86400. Now let's do the policy. Set mode, we're going to use main. We're going to set the proposal as what we just created. The pre-shared key is going to be ASCII, and it's going to be password. Next we need to create the gateway. So this is p1-gateway-1. Set the address of the ASA, which is going to be this. The external interface is going to be our WAN interface. The IC policy is going to be P1 policy. There we go. And I think that should be it. Okay, that looks good to me. Now then, let's do the IC phase 2 settings. Let's do the proposal first. Proposal. I'm going to call this p2-pro-1. Enter. Set authentication algorithm as HMAC MD5. The encryption algorithm as DES. The lifetime in seconds is going to be 3600, and the protocol is going to be ESP. Okay, so that was the proposal. And then let's edit security IPSec. Let's do the policy p2-pol-1. Set. Yeah, we'll do the PFS here, Perfect Forward and Secrecy, and the keys is going to use group 2. The proposals is going to use P2. Looks okay, and now we need to do the VPN. Edit security IPSec VPN. Now then, this is the bit I always get confused about. P2-VPN-1. Now then, I think I need to go into the IC bit here. Set gateway P1 that. And I think that is all I need there. IPSec policy. set IPSec policy P2. That's one good thing. If you're under this section of the config and you type in show, it will tell you if you're missing anything, which is really good. I think that is it. Let's have a look at that. Right then, so that all looks okay to me. Two other bits that we need to do is the policy from the trust zone to the untrust zone, and we can do it vice versa as well. And also we need to do the no-nat statement. So I'm going to do a run show config security, and I'm just going to do a display set on that so I get a idea of where we are. So this is our only policy at the moment. So we're going to create a new policy. Edit security policy from zone trust to zone untrust policy. I'm going to call this VPN -out. Set source. Yeah, before we do that, let's create the address book entries. Set security zone, set address, okay, trust, address book, address, I'm going to call this local, and it's 172.16.0.0/24, and then set security zone address, untrust, address book, addressed, remote, and this is going to be 192.168.45.0/24. Okay, and now we can go back into here. Set match. So this is going from source local destination remote application is going to be any. Set then permit tunnel IPSec VPN P2. Now we're also going to pair this with VPN-in. Enter. So I'll make sure I still got connection. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so now let's do going the other way. Edit security policy from zone untrust to zone trust policy VPN in. Set match source address is going to be remote, destination address is going to be local, application is going to be any, and then we'll do a set then permit tunnel IPSec VPN P2 pair policy, and I'm going to pair it with this. Don't think I've missed anything. That looks fine to me. Now we need to do the no-nat statement. So we need to go into edit, security, nat, source nat, rule set, trust to untrust. Edit rule. I'm going to call this no NAT. Set match source address is going to be 172.16.0.0/24. Destination address is going to be 192.168.45.0/24. Enter. Set then source NAT off. Let me just do a commit check on that, see if I've missed anything. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, commit and quit. Now then, this won't actually work yet because now we need to change the order of the NAT and the security policy, which shouldn't be too bad. Show configuration, security policy, display set. You see here, it's moved it down the bottom here. So we need to move that above this main one here, because this has any on it. Insert this before policy trust. Yep. We can also put this in as well. Insert that before policy trust. Hang on. Insert that before VPN in. Let's try that. Okay. VPN in. So why is that not finding itself then? Let me just commit that. Run show config security policy. Insert that before policy okay then, let's try moving that. Insert that after policy and something's not right here. Bear with me. Anyway, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, this is from trust to untrust, untrusted trust. So yeah, as long as that policy there is above this policy, we should, in theory, be okay. Run show config security NAT display set. So this is our our no NAT statement. We want to move that. Insert that before the rule so we move that to the top. We will commit that. that's my laptop there. Show these are the verification commands. IPSec ASA. So that is good. So if I was to ping my laptop, what will happen? Oh, that's looking good. Yep, so that's now active, which means IPSec version 1 is up. Next verification command on the ASA is IPSec SA detail. And here you should be able to see the packets being encrypted and decrypted here. We can verify that on the SRX as well. Show security, security association. Up is good. And IPSec security association. And that is about it, really. Yeah. Thank you for watching.